Hey guys, and welcome back. In this video, I'm going to be talking to you about machine learning and how I made my first machine learning application. So pretty much I am working in Python here. I'm using Tensorflow, the GPU version on my computer, and I managed to create a number guessing program or model, whatever you want to call it. So pretty much given handwritten digits, it's able to guess what number that actually is with a fair degree of accuracy. So rather than me just talking about it, why don't I show you first of all? So I have these 4 files up here: create model, draw number, test network, neural network. So the way this works is using a very basic neural network. I'm just going to run this test network script because, well, I've already created the model, so we just want to run it and see if it works. Okay, so we're using Tensorflow. It just takes a second to boot up. And then once it does, I've actually made this like a visual representation for you guys so you can see exactly what it looks like. Okay. So just using matplotlib, if you know what that is in Python, I've just drawn out all of the input data that you load in from Tensorflow because it has like a default, a bunch of these images that you feed in to train the model. So I've loaded in a 7, okay, and then you can see down here it says I predict this number is a 7. The number actually is a 7, okay? And I didn't just put like what the number is printed twice. This actually works, and I'm going to show you in another example in just a second. So if I close this, you can see it loads up a 2. We get 2. This number actually is a 2, and we can just keep going through and it'll keep guessing what the number is. And maybe if we get lucky, it'll get one wrong, but this does have like a 98% accuracy or something like that. So chances are probably not. And these here are meant to simulate handwritten digits, just obviously like with pixels. Okay. 9. And I think I do this, what, like 10 times. So we'll just go through and show you. Okay. So there you go. It says program got 0 wrong out of 10,000. That's the length of the entire test data set. We only went through 10 of them. Okay, that's pretty cool, and that looks like, wow, that's working really well, but how does that work? Well, I'm going to show you now this working with me actually drawing numbers, and this is something that I created myself, and I'll show you, because the other ones I kind of followed the tutorial to do. So main draw number, that's what we need to run. Okay, so I'm just using Pygame here, and I have like a basic grid, and pretty much if I decide to draw a number on the grid like that, so a 7, and I press the space bar, then Tensorflow loads up my model and it predicts what the number is. So it says, I predict this number is a 7. And you guys see, I didn't hard code anything in there saying like, this is going to be a 7. I just drew a 7 to the screen. Now this does not work very well. And I'll show you, like if I draw a 3, chances are it's not going to be able to guess that this is a 3. Oh, actually it's a 3. But sometimes, like if you do complex numbers like 6s or 8s, especially when I'm drawing with a mouse and not with like a pencil, it's really difficult for the computer to guess. So even if I do like a 1 like this, let's see. Okay, it's not proving me right here. Okay, let's do a 6. So this is a crude 6, but if we take a guess, it says, oh, I predict this number is a 6. So that actually worked. But sometimes this tends to crash, and I think I can probably get it to crash for you guys. Okay, so let's try an 8. Click the spacebar. I predict this number is a 3. Okay, so you guys can see that this has some resemblance to a 3, so it predicts that it's a 3. And this is just because I don't draw it exactly like the test data that I've sent in. And this is kind of showing you the flaw in some of these neural networks and why you need to improve them. If I draw like a 0, again, a crude 0, see, I predict this number is a 2. So it makes quite a few mistakes because the data that I'm drawing in here doesn't look like the data that it was shown in most cases. Okay, so that's how that works. So pretty much the way that I coded this is using like a standard neural network. I set up one like the hard way by typing out all the layers myself, and then I did one in create model here, just using the new version of Keras, I don't know how you say it, adding layers. And this is literally the entire model like this, okay? This is creating the model. This is getting the test data here. This is training the model, and then this would be, all this code down here would be testing the model. So you guys can see that this whole machine learning thing that it's based off of is only done in 30 lines. The longest part is actually grabbing the information that I draw in on a grid, and that's what this whole file is here, drawnumber.py, because it has to get actually all the pixels on the grid and put it into a form that our neural network can look at and read. So anyways, the reason I showed you guys this is because I kind of want to get you excited about machine learning and what's coming to the channel. I'm planning on making tutorials about how to do some of the stuff like this, maybe doing a tutorial on how I made this kind of first machine learning stuff once I tweak it a bit. And as soon as I learn more about machine learning and get more comfortable with it, you can expect to see a lot of those tutorials on the channel where I'm going to apply them to different projects and make them really useful, not just spitting out little text things that you can look at and be like, oh, that's cool, it says it's working, right? Where you can't actually look at the data, which is what we want to do. So if you guys want to see these tutorials and see this machine learning stuff, make sure you guys let me know in the comments, and by hitting that like button, because that keeps me motivated and makes me want to produce content faster. And I'm really excited about this machine learning stuff, and I hope you guys are as well. So with that being said, I think I'm going to wrap up the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you again in another video.